Stevenson in Atlanta, and I have Kathy Hood here with me. And I'm going to be very brief. Really, I just want to sort of set the table for our digital marketing partners at Visergy. Kelsey Wells and Gretchen are going to bring you a webinar. But just to kind of set the table real briefly why we are doing this project, this is something that Dan and Kathy asked me to design mid-year last year, and it's taken us all this time to bring this to fruition. And one of the main reasons is we want our email going forward to be in compliance. And one of the things when we use the DNet platform, I think I sent a message out to you, it exposes us to some legal implications. So going forward, we will meet legal compliance. This will be an ongoing project. A lot of you on this call, you already have this budgeted. We put this into your marketing budget for 2016. And then a couple other things. There's some concern about how to gather email addresses, and we'll send out, I think a couple of our Hyatt hotels have a really good best practice where they gather arrivals each week and they send them an invitation to a reception, and they gather those and they compile a email database, an ongoing email database. So we'll send out notes about that. And then finally, we're recording this webinar so that folks who weren't able to make it, we'll send it out. If you missed anything, we'll also have a copy of it. And then what we're going to do, rather than bog this down with questions and answers, if you have questions, we encourage you to type them in or ask them. We'll record them, and what I'll do is work with Kelsey to do a Q&A and send it out to everybody so that there's no misunderstanding, or if you're not clear on anything, you can send me a question back. So with that, I will turn it over to Kelsey, and she's going to give you a brief overview of how the program works.
Thanks, Ron. Hello, everyone. So today we are going to take a look into the IBM Marketing Cloud, which is the program that we use to do email marketing. What I'm going to be showing you today is how to navigate through the program, as well as how to edit an email template and send one. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. So I have the IBM Marketing Cloud pulled up here. How you guys will get to this is you will have a login through Visergy. Here we're at visergy.com. Log in. I'm going to put my credentials in. And each of you will have your own login to do so. And you'll be brought to your homepage. Mine is Visergy. Yours will be your respective property here. And you'll just be able to click right here on the email marketing button, which will take you straight into the IBM Marketing Cloud. So I'm not going to click on that since I already have it pulled up here. And it'll bring you into your homepage. You'll have a different view from me. I have a view of all the clients. Yours will be tailored just to your property. And the first thing you're going to want to do with creating an email is go here at the top to Content, over to View Mailings, and then down to Templates. From here, you will be brought straight into your folder with all your templates. We're using the Palace Hotel today as an example, but you will see your hotel respectively. So these are all the many different mailings that have been sent for Palace Hotel. They're all the same template, however, they're different mailings. So for example, we're going to work out of the savings one today. I'm going to click in here, and it's going to bring us to the view of our mailing. I'm going to switch it over into editor view. Here we have editor view, split screen, where it shows you the preview and the edit, or just the preview. I'm going to work out of the editor view, and I would recommend you do so as well so that you do not get confused. So here we have our template. So there is a header image, the logo placed in the right-hand corner, the body for the content, and our book now. These will differ across the board for each of the clients. There will be different colors, different logos placed in there, and maybe even more added features. This is just a basic scale of 1 for today's purposes. So the first thing you're going to want to do, this is a mailing that has already been saved 20% on your summer stay. We don't want to copy straight over this without saving first because we will lose this savings email. So the first thing we're going to want to do is go up here to our Save button, click the down arrow, and press Save As. And for today's purposes, I'm going to name this Test Mailing. Here is what you would want to populate, something that would be unique to you, that you would understand what mailing this goes to. So say it was a February email, you might want to put the name here as February 2016 email, or something that is a unique indicator of what the promotion is within the email. Your folder will already be populated here, and then you can press OK to save. Oh, that one has already been created, so I'm going to press, and it will tell you that if you've already named one that before. So I'm just going to put 01. And now we are saving that. And now we are working out of the Test Mailing 01. If you go back into templates, we're going to leave this. If you go back into templates, you'll see that savings is still listed here. So you did not get rid of that mailing. This is a very important step because if you were to copy over savings and make it into your new email without saving it as a new template, you will lose all of the content that was created for the original mailing and saving. So now I'm going to click back into Test Mailing and get it into my editor view. And the first thing you're going to want to do after that is click into Mailing Settings. So this is where you can edit your subject line, address settings, contacts, and other email settings. This is first thing you're going to want to do is change the subject line. So it has the old subject from the previous mailing already populated there. I'm going to just name it Test for today's purposes. Each of these other boxes should already be populated with the appropriate content. From name, you always want to make sure it's coming from the name of your hotel. You want your from address and reply to address to be appropriate. Some examples of this would be reservations@visergy.com or info@visergy.com. You want to make sure that it is an email address that is being checked regularly should your recipients have a question in regards to the email that was sent out. It's also important for these two to match up. Contacts, this is where you will select your contact source. You'll just click here. It'll bring you, you'll have access right away to your folder. You won't see this view that I'm seeing here. You can go into the database and click the database you want to attach to it and press Done. Make sure that it is selected. I don't know why it's not letting me select that one. Let's try this one. There we go. So now we are sending to this contact source. And it'll show our estimated send count here. And all of these other things are things that can be left as is. Email settings, again, these need to be left as is. And then from there, click back on mailing settings. Those are all set in place. So now I'm going to show you how to edit your email once you have all of those settings in place. So the first thing we're going to do is change out our header image. And how you will do that is you'll right-click the image, go down here to Edit Image at the bottom, click in there, and that'll bring you to this view. A couple things to note is you want, I'm not sure why the width and height are not populating here, but I'll tell you from experience, the width of this template and all templates is 600. So when you put in a header image here, the one thing you want to keep in mind is that the width says 600. So I'm going to locate an image to replace that. I'm going to browse from my computer, and I have one saved on my desktop. Open. Give it a minute to populate, and the new image is there. And now we see our width and height are a lot larger than the 600 that I suggested in the beginning. So I'm just going to go in here and change this to 600. And that will resize the image to the appropriate size to fit within our template. And there we have it. Our new image is populated there. If your template has other areas within it that have images, you will be able to edit them the same way by just right-clicking and going down to Edit Image. Some templates have a column on the side where there are additional images, and you will edit them the same way we just did that. Also, if you had different versions of your logo, you can edit that as well. So from here, we're going to edit the content, and I have some example content pulled up to put here. So there are a couple different ways. There are two different ways you can change the content within the mailing body. You can type straight into here, or you can copy and paste over the existing content. So I have some content here, some example content. I'm just going to copy and paste straight over what we already have. So this needs some time to unwind. I'm going to copy this and put it over my main header here. See? Very simple. Something you want to note before copy and pasting, though, is you want to make sure that your content is in Notepad and not something like Microsoft Word, because you don't want Yes, thank you. You don't want any formatting to be copied over as well. This takes all the formatting out, and when you put it in, it uses the format that is already set within your template. So again, I'm going to show you some more on how to copy and paste. We'll do the body now. I'm going to highlight this whole body because I don't want any of this in there. And there you have it. So pretty simple to edit the content. Again, you can type within here, or you can copy and paste. Always want to make sure that if you see anything in here that is not matching up with the content with copy and pasting, to make sure that you can highlight and edit it just as if you were in Word, and go up here and change it to the correct font and make sure that everything matches up. Or if you don't like, if you want a word to stand out more, for instance, say we wanted booking to stand out more, you can change the size, you can bold it, you can underline it and italicize it, just like in programs like Microsoft Word. That is how you edit the content. Now I'm going to show you how to add links into your button. For instance, the Book Now button. So it's the same process as editing the image. You're going to right-click and edit hyperlink. This is going to bring you into your preview view over on the side under the hyperlink tab. And in this email, we have the one hyperlink here from the Book Now button. And that, since I right-clicked on that, that is the one that is populating here to show. A couple of things you want to make sure you have within here. You want to make sure that you name the hyperlink here. So this one's named Book Now. I can name it whatever. I'll name it Test for today. And then this is where you will populate your URL. So I have a booking link here already copied onto my notepad. I'm going to copy this over and put it in my URL space. See, it is thinking here. This is where it'll show you what the landing page will look like once this button is pressed. Something else that you want to make sure that you have is tracked hyperlink submitted here, and that is for reporting purposes. If it's not tracked, there will be no reports on it. If it's tracked, we'll be able to see how many people clicked on it, how many people clicked on it and what they did from there. The protocol will be populated as whatever you put in here with either HTTP or HTTPS. And then I always like to leave it as new window to pop up, so that way the email is still populated on the computer as well, so they can refer back to it. So that is how you change out the hyperlink. So once it's populated how you want, you can go into preview, and I'm going to scroll up to the top and just get my preview version. In this view, you cannot make any edits. This is the preview of all of the edits that you have made. You can view it how it would look on a desktop, how it will appear on a mobile phone, and how it will appear on a tablet. You can test any links that are put within here from these preview views. I'm going to go back to the desktop view. And the first thing you're going to want to do from your preview is you're going to want to test any links that you added within your mailing. So I'm going to test my Book Now link. Click here. And you just want to make sure that it shows up and that the link is not broken and that everything is good to go. So this one worked. We were brought to our booking link, and there are no changes that need to be made. So once you have tested all of the links and viewed your template and make sure there are no spelling errors, all of your images are populated correctly, there is 600 is the width, make sure it's not hanging over the side of your template, which it would do if it was wider than the width of your template. Then you can go up here to the top and send a test to anyone that you would like to review this before being sent out to your database. So you can click the down arrow, and there are two test options. If we click on Quick Test, that brings us here to a window where we can put in email addresses up to 5, separated by a comma. So I'm going to put Gretchen's in. And then you just go down here and press send. And this is only sending a test to the names that are populated here. Test has been sent. From there, you can open up the email again and see the preview and test all of your links. Have a few others look over it as well to make sure that there are no spelling errors or small mistakes that maybe you missed. Once you've seen the test and you decide that everything is great and you're ready to send, you'll come back into your mailing template by going into Content, View Mailing Template. Click on Test Mailing 01. You'll be brought back to this preview view here, and you can press the button on to send. It's going to save it for us. And this is our dashboard for sending the mailing. So here you have a chance to look over all of your mailing setting details again. There's a small preview here. If you wanted to look at it, you can click the magnifying glass and see a bigger preview here. If you decided you wanted to make any more edits, you can click here, and it will bring you back into the template to make your edits. You could edit again, and then click back into On to Send. Open. Yes, if it's been updated, you want to click yes so that has all of your new settings. Here you can see your contact source again that you added in the beginning. If you decide you don't want to send it to that list, you can change here. It'll give you a preview of how many people will be receiving the email. If there are any contacts that have opted out of your mailing over time, they will be suppressed, and you will see that number here, and then there will be an estimated send count below. Subject line, you can change the subject again if you would like to. If you decide you don't like what you have, you can just type straight into here. That is our mailing name that we have saved our template as, and then this is where the mailing will be saved once it is sent. So when you are in here, yours will automatically be populated to your properties folder. Mine says shared with nothing after it because I have access to a higher level view. But if for whatever reason it doesn't say your property, you can just browse here and click in within your folder. And then once everything looks good on this, you can press continue. And it's going to skip steps 2 and 3 automatically. So why it does that is because these are extra things that aren't necessarily anything that you have to do before sending an email. But there are some things in here that may be beneficial to you down the road. That would be another training because these are more of advanced options that we offer. And it skips over 3 because we've already done our test, but if you wanted to test again, you could also do that from view here. Then it's going to go down to finalizing your mailing. Here it's going to show you a spam check. We have a high spam check because our email that we have created isn't correctly set up because of the test purposes. For instance, it's giving us a 2.2 here because our subject line is test. So something you want to make sure of before you send is that you are within this green here. If you are not within the green for whatever reason, contact Ron or myself and we will take a deeper look and make sure that everything is put in there appropriately. Most of the time, if you've done everything correctly, you should be in the green. I don't want anyone to feel like since this one's in red that yours is going to be in red. Again, that's just because of the things that we have added today aren't real content with real links. And then you can go from there into schedule this mailing. So you have the opportunity to send it now or to schedule. We're going to schedule. So from here, there's a drop down. You can choose the date, and you can use these sliders here to choose the time, or you can type right into there. AM and PM. So we have this one scheduled for March 11th. I'm not going to actually schedule this one, but if I press continue, it's not going to actually send it yet. It's going to send you to a confirm page, and this gives you one last chance to look over everything and make sure that what you have is correct. So you can look over your subject line again, your mailing name, your from name. It gives you the opportunity to view all of that. And if you decide, oh, I messed something up, you can cancel and go back from here. If everything looks correct, you will press the Send as Scheduled button. Just like with the text, you will see a wheel turning, and then it will confirm when it has scheduled. I'm not going to do that because I don't want this mailing to be sent, so I'm just going to press cancel. So that is the basics on how to edit and send a mailing. A couple of other things to note is, let's see, the reporting. So you will have access to the reporting tab. Up here at the top, you can go into reporting, and if you want to see just a single report, you would click in here to single mailing report. And you will have access to just your folder. So here we have a single mailing from the Palace Hotel. We can look through something that, let's do the summary. So here we see a bar graph for open. This is 50 people opened it. There was one click. You can see open, clicked, forwarded, subscribed, unsubscribed. How many of your contacts were suppressed, meaning how many of your email, if there was someone in your email database whose email is not valid anymore, you'll see them in here as suppressed. They would also be a soft bounce. And these are just some things that you can look high level at what happened with your mailing. Again, this is something that we could do a whole different training on once you have gotten a better feel for the platform. There's also this click-through report here that I clicked on, and this will show you exactly where people clicked within the mailing. So we see here that 3 people clicked on the link here, and that was the only click that they received. If you had clicked to the book now, you would see that here, but there's no link in this one. And that is all I have for today. I'll turn it back over to Ron to wrap things up. Or Gretchen, do you have anything to add?
Yeah, just a couple of more high-level things. I'm sure that there are some of you on this webinar who already have some email services with Visergy that have been going, and we've been sending emails on your behalf thus far. In the future, or for those of you that haven't yet joined this program, what will happen first is that I'm sure that you'll work with Ron, and he may speak to this a little bit more as far as getting a contract to begin this process with Visergy. We would have your customized template set up completely for you at the beginning of that process, and so that you would be able to immediately, go in and click the copy button like Kelsey started out with to be able to, use that specific template that has been created for your property, and then go through the process that Kelsey has outlined today in order to do a mailing. Another piece that I wanted to just point out is that we like to stay involved with the process as far as the databases. In order to maintain the health of the IP address that we send emails from, for both for your property and all of the other Davidson properties as well, it's very important to make sure that we are using only email addresses that have been garnered for your property, and so that's for that reason we like that you come to us to upload new databases, and we can appropriately scrub the lists if necessary or do any data validation necessary at that time as well. so you guys won't have to worry about doing the uploads from the of the databases yourself either. Kelsey will be able to help you out with that. So just wanted to make sure that everybody knows this will all be, your accounts will be set up for you, once you have a contract with Visergy, and your own customized template will be ready for you and waiting in your folder at that time. I think that's really all the high-level stuff I wanted to add, and I'll go ahead and turn it back over to you, Ron.
Thank you, Gretchen. And so as I said at the beginning, if you guys have questions, ladies, gentlemen, send them to me and just put in the subject line email project. And then what I want to do, I'll send out a recap from this call. I'll answer everybody's questions. I'll put the question and the answer. And then for those of you that have sent an email previously, like LA Doubletree, Little Rock Marriott, etc., the next step is to make sure you have logged into the platform and kind of taken a test drive and made sure you understand it. So I'll make sure that everybody has an understanding of how to get in, and then again, send me your questions. Just put email project in the subject line, and then we'll continue to send out updates where you are as far as your database, at what level you are, and so forth. And we'll continue to stay in touch because this is a continuing project. It won't end today, and it's going to take a while to get it up to where everybody is comfortable with it. But the end result is that you'll be able to drive your emails anytime you want to for special offers, to stay in touch with customers, and then we'll be able to look at the results of those and determine if it was successful, a best practice, or something we want to continue to do. And that is my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Thank you, Ron. I actually wanted to add one other thing. This was really a very high-level overview about being able to get an email out efficiently and quickly. This is a very dynamic database with a really robust set of tools. So as you all start to feel more comfortable with using this platform, we can certainly dive deeper into some additional trainings that include things like send time optimization, where it is checking the open rates for your database and sending to people based on when that time is best for them. There are options to personalize mailings by putting first names or specialized greetings into the headline. There are A/B testing options in order to maybe test 2 subject lines. There's really a huge host of ways that these can be further customized, and so that's all out there for you, and we can certainly keep in contact and find out what it is that you need from us in order to kind of take it to the next level once you feel comfortable with the platform itself. So we're definitely here to help support you when that time comes as well.
All right. And with that, I think we're done, right, Gretchen, Kelsey?
Yeah, I think that's everything, Ron. I want to thank everyone for taking time out of their day today to learn a little bit more about email marketing, and I look forward to working with all of you in the future.
All righty. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a good weekend.
All right. Bye-bye.